Hello, my name is Joshua Mugabe. I welcome you to Vegetative Reproduction in Rhizomes, Cana and Imperata. In plants with rhizomes, the stem remains below the ground, but continues to grow horizontally. So we are looking at rhizomes. And we are saying that rhizomes are stems that remain underground and they continue to grow horizontally. What we have here is our rhizome. This is a canary rhizome. Let's look at the different parts. It is a swollen stem rhizome. Here we have the stump from previous aerial shoots. Aerial shoots were here. Here we have the adventitious roots. And these ones we call them scales from withered leaf base. Then here we have old flowering shoot from previous growth. You can see it is withering. And then the shoot from the terminal bud. That is the new shoot. So when we say that the rhizomes are stems, this one is the stem. And they grow below the ground. They grow below the ground level, or they stay below the ground level, and they continue to grow horizontally. When they are growing, they grow horizontally. The old part of the stem does not die away, as in the bulbs and combs, but it persists for several years. So here, when you look here, you have the old stem here. And this old stem, when we get a new rhizome, the old stem does not die away, but it continues to persist for several years. In canary rhizome, the terminal bud turns up and produces leaves and flowers above the ground. So we have our ground level here, and we have a terminal bud here. This terminal bud, it turns up and it produces the leaves and flowers above the ground level. The old leaf base forms circular scales around the rhizome, which is swollen with food reserve. So we have this one is our rhizome, which is swollen because it has food reserves. But again, we have the old leaves. The old leaves, they form what we are calling circular scales. These ones that we are seeing here, those are circular scales. And those ones were left over by the old leaf, which dried out, and it remained as a scale, a circular scale. The canna lily The canna lily is grown largely for its leaves and flower. So the canna lily is mainly grown for its leaves, and it works like an ornamental plant which can be used in gardens. Food from the leaves passes back to the rhizome, and the lateral buds uses it to grow horizontally under the ground, and so continues the rhizome. So when we have food manufactured from up, it will be sent down into the rhizome. Now the rhizome are going to use this food for the lateral buds and also for the continuation of the rhizome. On the other hand, the other lateral buds, they produce new rhizomes, which branch from the parent stems. So we have the different buds. We have the terminal buds, they will produce the shoots. And if we have the lateral buds, those ones will produce new rhizomes, which will branch off from the parent. The terminal buds of these branches, they curve upwards and produce new leafy shoots and flowers. Of course, when they are the terminal buds, they will move up, and when they move upwards, they are going to produce new flowers and new leaves. Those are the terminal buds. They curve upwards and they produce leaves and shoots. Contractile roots grow from the nodes of the underground stem and keep it at a constant depth. So here we have the contractile roots. The contractile roots, they will grow at the nodes, and these ones, they are going to keep the roots, they will keep the stem to stay at the same level in the ground. Imperata cylindrica is widespread wild grass. So our cylindrica imperata is a wild grass. Thank you very much for participating in vegetative reproduction in rhizomes and canna lily and imperata. Please do like, share, and subscribe.